MLB The Show 26 is the upcoming baseball game from San Diego Studios, and they already got a lot of features on their website, which include an ABS system so you could challenge balls and strikes and calls that seem questionable. It really helps a lot with players so they can challenge calls, and they added World Baseball Classic into Diamond Dynasty, storylines with new players from the Negro Leagues, and even more colleges for Road to the Show. I think that's great that they're expanding a lot more on those, yet I feel like there's stuff that's missing. Like, there's a lot more to the baseball game that I think they're really missing. But in order to do that, we have to go back in time, 20 years. If you guys are familiar with one of the best retro baseball games of all time, it is MVP Baseball 2005. And one game mode that is on there is Owner's Mode. Owner's Mode is basically, in detail, you, the owner, is involved with building a new stadium, get involved with concessions, merchandise, and finances for your team. It's pretty awesome if you think about it, and you're involved in the games, including building revenue, like hundreds of thousands, hopefully millions, so you can actually build a stadium. And what's even cooler about MVP Baseball itself is you actually have to work to get points to get characters or legends, stadiums, and uniforms. Building all those points to buy them is absolutely amazing and worth the effort. I think that's a very important thing everyone seems to miss. Also, MVP Base 2005 has a huge community, so if you guys love the game itself, you're not alone. Also, disclaimer, I played on the original Xbox of the game, so do not ask if I made a PC port of it, please. With that in mind though, let's go to Legends. Legends basically include the Negro Leagues, for example. This is in storylines MLB The Show, which I have said in my MLB The Show 24 and 25 comparison, but it seems like they kind of dipped down on the storylines in 25. A little bit of an L on that one. But I am not advocating getting rid of what they have. I am advocating they should add to it. I think they should have Hank Aaron's story, how he went from a guy who played in the Negro Leagues to becoming the legendary home run king we know today. Babe Ruth as well, from a guy that actually went to a boarding school to end up getting drafted to being the legend we know today, from pitcher to home run king. And Nolan Ryan, his story from the New York Mets all the way to the Texas Rangers. And even bring up more legends. If you guys know any, you guys know what to do and comment below. And now we get to another feature they need to add, which probably will be in Diamond Dynasty, Classic Games. If you don't know what I mean, let me explain. If you go back in time, you should look at the World Series back in 1923. Why is that a big deal? Because that is the year the New York Yankees and the New York Giants, before they became the San Francisco Giants, played each other in the World Series at the old Yankees Stadium, which is amazing. It's awesome. Maybe even showed the 1951 playoff home run by Bobby Thompson. And even better, the 1976 walk-off home run by the Yankees. If you guys know the name, comment. I will say this though, classic games are awesome and everything, and they do show some players in classic games and everything. But if there's one thing that really makes me mad, there's a lack of accuracy in the stadiums. Oh my goodness. I played on Diamond Dynasty, and let's say you have Tim Raines, a Montreal Expos legend. They don't play at Olympic Stadium. They play at Nationals Park because that's where the Montreal Expos moved to in 2005. I am so sick and tired of the inaccuracies of the stadiums that it literally gets to a point where it's like, that's not accurate. Cal Ripken Jr., he didn't go legendary in the 80s at Baltimore's Current Park. No, they didn't even go there until 1992. In fact, they were at Memorial Stadium, one of the worst stadiums in Baltimore at the time, because they were using it as a football/baseball stadium, and it was terrible. Even the Baltimore Colts, who were there, moved away from there, and then it left just the Baltimore Orioles. Seriously, that's kind of messed up. It seems to me like, oh, we'll add this cool historical thing, but we'll keep it in a modern stadium. Be accurate, for heaven's sakes. I think the next thing they need to do is encourage gaming, not paying. For anyone who doesn't get that, MLB The Show does include microtransactions, aka in-app purchases. If you want to buy studs, if you want to buy players, cards, and many more in their shop. But if I had to make a statement about the whole thing, don't continue to pay for stuff. And I'm not a saint myself, I've done it before, but I think I would enjoy it more if there was more entertainment in the gaming, so that way it gives me a reason to unlock certain characters, certain uniforms, even certain stadiums. And I think with all the people buying the game itself, which is expensive by the way, it's like $100 in American USD unless you bought the game last year and get 10% off, which is what I did. With that in mind, I believe that MLB The Show 26 has a lot of people interested with more features coming in, but maybe improve the graphics a little bit, just a little bit. And yes, it is going to be on the Xbox and the PS5. But for the love of all things good, please stop asking them to go back to previous consoles because they stopped doing that on MLB The Show 25. Just stop. Now, there's one more thing I want to probably request they do. PC gaming. Now, PC gaming is one of the bigger gaming outlets for people. And I think MLB The Show should consider that particular investment with online play and even PC gamers alike. And it will also encourage people to buy the game more, add some more revenue in their pocket and everything, and even encourage people to buy the game itself. Also, another thing, MLB The Show I think will do a lot better if there was more competition. There used to be a lot more developers making baseball games, but unfortunately, it costs money to make a game, and if you don't get the money back from your investment of making the game and it flops, why would you even do it again? That's a big thing that you have a risk of doing. And RBI Baseball was a game that was continually developed until they did crossplay with MLB The Show. That killed a lot of the competition. And personally, I believe that they need to work on that. Competition in baseball video games will be great for MLB The Show because it will push developers and creators to make the game better for people, and it will also make it more interesting to see what they could give that other games could look at and like, we could do this, oh no, we could do that. Starting an economic outburst in competition. That's just stuff that MLB The Show needs to consider, or needs to consider these ideas, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm ajmarkle. God bless, you rock, don't forget it.